Goodbye, Father. I'll get you later. Time to give some new life to Father, because I don't plan on cosplaying Shigaraki anytime in the near future. I chose Father because I did him first out of all the hands, and he looks slightly different than the rest, and that's kind of bugging me. I first take off the Lego brick at the wrist. I don't know actually what these are meant to do in the manga. Maybe so the hands don't decompose as fast. I don't know. I then started to paint the hand a very light gray. This was before I realized I actually really wanted to go to the store and buy some clay. I almost didn't. Starting off with the eye right next to the thumb. I'm also taking a dotting tool to help blend out the edges, and then take my finger and blend it a little bit more. You can help smooth this clay out with some water. I did not realize until it came to the veins, so things were a little bit difficult. Also, this clay does not really want to stick to the plastic hand, so I was being very careful not to be too rough with this. I got these resin teeth off Amazon. They're my favorite thing in the world. Got them for a cosplay that I still have not done yet. Don't know when it's going to happen, but I put down a layer of clay and then I pressed in the teeth to it because teeth will not stick to that. Also, I'm going to paint the inside of the mouth black in just a bit, but I want to have an indent of where the teeth are so I know where to glue them to later. After I let the clay dry a bit, because since it's so thin, it dried pretty quickly. That's when I painted it black. Because I don't have super glue, I'm just using fabric fusion, putting a little bit in each indent and adding the teeth back in. I let the paint dry just a little bit, and that's when I started to add on the lips, which were the most difficult part. I'm not really one to draw or sculpt lips, so it took me quite some time. I also have a reference picture right in front of me too. I took some screen captures of the hand in the movie. Cutting off any extra clay that was for the inside of the mouth, and doing what I did with the eyeball is just adding more clay using a dotting tool to help blend it into the skin a bit more, and then taking my finger to help blend that part out even better. And just adding on the veins. At this part of the hand, I was really trying to make it as realistic as possible, like it was, you know, in real life. But when I got to the painting, like halfway through, I then decided to make it a little bit more cartoony, and you will see why later. After I let the clay dry overnight, before I went to work, so after I got off work, I could start on the painting. I actually brushed on some fabric fusion all over the clay parts because I really wanted to make sure that the clay would not lift off the hand while I'm painting or any other time, because I know fabric fusion is going to be a bit stronger and holding it down to the hand than the acrylic paint would be. Painting eyes are my favorite part. We should all be aware that I like eyeballs. White, and then added red around the edges, add a little bit of irritation, and some red veins. and trying to make a gradient or a slight gradient of blue for the iris.
Oh, okay. Listen, I have to stop for a second because, like, it's really, like, as I'm painting this, I'm like, this eye that's looking up at me and these realistic teeth with this mouth smiling at me while I paint in the veins, and I just can't stop thinking and laughing, like, what the fuck am I making? Like, this is an abomination.
And as you can see, I started to not care about realism, and then I just started to basically add the shading and all the line work exactly like it's shown in the show. So very harsh contours and shading, and just stuck with the more cartoony vibe than realism, which in my eyes turned out a lot better. At the same time, I'm really not one for realism, so even if I tried, I don't think it would turn out very well. Shading inside the knuckles and all the other indents that were already in the hand, and that was pretty difficult because there are so many layers of paint on this hand now that it was hard to see all the lines and wrinkles. After adding on all the kanji for dream all over the hand, you know, gave him a little manicure with, it's a mixture of a dark blue, gray paint, and the tiniest bit of purple that was his nail color. I then took some Elmer's glue all, it's pretty tough stuff, or tougher than just normal Elmer's glue, to seal in all the paint, make sure there's no chipping later, and then I'm done. I was at first creeped out at that moment, but I'm insanely happy with how this turned out. This has to be my most favorite project to date. I'm so proud of it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you all next time.